In the quiet of the Pyrenees, where the winds whisper through the trees, the story of Bernadette Soubirous unfolded. Born into poverty in a small French village, she was not an ordinary girl. Her encounters with the Virgin Mary in 1858, in the remote grotto of Lourdes, would change history. Though she was just 14, her visions came with messages and prophecies that would resonate long after her death. As we approach the year 2025, one must wonder, did Bernadette foresee the events of the future? Her visions, seen through the eyes of a simple peasant girl, foretold much more than spiritual healing. They hinted at deeper messages, warnings, and lessons about the state of the world. Prophecies tied to both global disasters and societal upheaval. Lourdes, where Bernadette's visions took place, is now a sanctuary for millions seeking healing. But beyond the miracles, Bernadette's words continue to echo, offering guidance for modern crises, environmental disasters, political strife, and social instability. Some believe that her visions were not just about individual healing, but about healing the world itself. How could a young, uneducated girl foresee such a turbulent future? Was it divine inspiration, or perhaps a deep understanding of the human condition? As we explore Bernadette's life, her apparitions, and the prophecies tied to 2025, we will uncover the relevance of her messages for today's world. If you find this story intriguing and want to dive deeper into Bernadette's life and the significance of her prophecies for 2025, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to stay updated as we explore the powerful messages she left behind. Now, let's continue with the story of Bernadette's visions and how they might hold the key to our understanding of the future. Bernadette Soubirous was born on January 7, 1844, in the small town of Lourdes, nestled in the foothills of the Pyrenees Mountains in southwestern France. She was the eldest of 9 children in a poor family. Her father, François Soubirous, was a miller, but the family faced severe financial hardship. The mill where he worked was often in disrepair, and they struggled to make ends meet. Bernadette's mother, Louise, was a devout woman who did her best to care for her family despite their economic difficulties. From a young age, Bernadette was known for her simple, humble nature. She had little formal education, as she was often needed to help around the house and care for her younger siblings. Her health was frail, and she often struggled with illnesses, making her a quiet, introspective child. Yet, despite her modest upbringing, she had a deep sense of spirituality, often attending Mass and praying fervently. In 1858, at the age of 14, Bernadette's life would take an extraordinary turn that would change her life and the lives of millions. On February 11th, while gathering firewood with her sister and a friend near the grotto of Massabielle, Bernadette saw a vision of a young woman, described as a beautiful lady, who appeared in the cave-like grotto. The apparition did not speak initially, but Bernadette felt a deep sense of peace and reverence. This moment marked the beginning of a series of 18 visions over the next few months. At first, Bernadette's claims of seeing a lady were met with skepticism, even by her family and the local clergy. The authorities considered her visions to be the product of her imagination or, in some cases, heresy. Yet, Bernadette persisted, stating that the lady had asked her to return to the grotto every day and to dig in the ground, where a spring of water would soon emerge. This spring, she said, had healing powers. As news of Bernadette's vision spread, more and more people visited the grotto, and many reported experiencing physical healing after drinking or bathing in the spring's water. These miraculous events led to growing interest from the church. Eventually, in 1862, after a lengthy investigation, the church officially declared Bernadette's visions as authentic, affirming the validity of her experiences. The grotto at Lourdes was subsequently consecrated as a site of pilgrimage. Despite the attention and fame that followed, Bernadette's life was far from easy. She was not interested in the celebrity status that her visions had brought her. In 1866, she entered the Sisters of Charity of Nevers, a religious order in central France. There, she lived a life of humility and devotion, far from the crowds that had once surrounded her. Bernadette's health, however, remained frail. She suffered from tuberculosis, which led to her early death on April 16, 1879, at the age of 35. Her life, though short, left an indelible mark on the world. Today, the sanctuary of Our Lady of Lourdes is one of the most visited pilgrimage sites in the world, attracting millions of faithful each year. Bernadette's canonization as a saint in 1933 cemented her legacy as a figure of profound spiritual significance. Her life and the miracles attributed to her continue to inspire people worldwide, and her story serves as a reminder of the power of faith, humility, and perseverance. Bernadette's simple yet powerful spirituality, her unwavering commitment to her visions, and her deep love for God have made her a beloved figure in the Catholic Church. Though she lived a life of obscurity and hardship, she became an enduring symbol of faith, offering hope and inspiration to countless individuals throughout history. Now that we've looked into the life of Bernadette, let's dive deeper into the significance of her visions and how they may offer insights into the future, particularly as we approach the year 2025. But before we continue, make sure to like and subscribe to stay updated on our exploration of Bernadette's prophecies and their relevance today. Saint Bernadette Soubirous' life and her visions of the Virgin Mary have had a profound impact on the faith of millions. The messages Bernadette received were not just mystical experiences, but teachings that continue to resonate with the Catholic Church and the broader Christian community. The most significant message Bernadette received was the call to prayer and penance. The Lady, who Bernadette identified as the Virgin Mary, urged her to pray for the conversion of sinners and to perform acts of penance. This message of spiritual responsibility and atonement emphasized the need for a deeper relationship with God, calling individuals to reflect on their actions and seek forgiveness. In a world full of distractions, this message urged people to turn back to a simple, sincere faith. Another key aspect of Bernadette's message was humility and simplicity. Bernadette, a poor and uneducated girl, was chosen by Mary to deliver her message, showing that God values humility over worldly status. Despite the authorities' skepticism and pressure, Bernadette remained faithful to the message she received. This focus on humility is a central aspect of the Christian faith, highlighting that true holiness often comes from small, humble acts rather than grand displays of power or prestige. The call to trust in God's plan was also a powerful aspect of Bernadette's experience. Despite doubts and opposition from both religious and secular authorities, she maintained her belief in the authenticity of her visions. Bernadette's unwavering faith teaches believers to hold fast to divine truths even when they face doubt or misunderstanding. The spring of healing water that Bernadette discovered at Lourdes became a significant symbol of healing, both physically and spiritually. Thousands have experienced miraculous healings attributed to the waters, which are seen not as magical, but as a manifestation of God's grace. This powerful symbol of hope continues to inspire faith and prayer in those who suffer, reminding the faithful of the transformative power of trust in God. The influence of Bernadette's message extends far beyond Lourdes. The sanctuary of Our Lady of Lourdes has become one of the most important pilgrimage sites in the world, where millions seek healing and spiritual renewal. Bernadette's message of humility, prayer, and trust in God continues to inspire those who visit Lourdes, calling them to live out their faith with greater sincerity. Bernadette's influence also resonates beyond religious circles. Her story challenges the materialism and distractions of modern life, encouraging people to seek spiritual fulfillment over worldly wealth. The image of the grotto and the spring symbolizes hope, renewal, and divine love, offering comfort to those suffering and calling all believers to live with greater faith and charity. Ultimately, Bernadette's legacy is a timeless message of faith, humility, and prayer. Her life remains a beacon of hope and inspiration for those seeking a deeper connection with God, showing that even the most humble among us can be instruments of divine grace. Bernadette's message continues to guide and inspire countless individuals worldwide, reminding us all of the power of trust in God's plan. As we move towards 2025, the life and visions of Saint Bernadette Soubirous continue to offer deep spiritual insights that may guide the world through the challenges of the future. While Bernadette herself did not make specific predictions for the future, Her message from the Virgin Mary and her example provide timeless lessons that remain relevant today. One key message from Bernadette's visions was a call to prayer and penance. In a world increasingly dominated by technology, materialism, and individualism, there is a growing need for spiritual renewal. In 2025, people may find themselves drawn to deeper spiritual practices as a response to global challenges such as climate change, social inequality, and political unrest. Bernadette's message of turning to prayer for peace, healing, and personal transformation may resonate strongly, with individuals seeking solace from the distractions of modern life and embracing a return to faith. Humility, another central aspect of Bernadette's life, may also gain renewed significance. In a world where success is often measured by material wealth and status, Bernadette's example of simple faith and obedience offers a powerful counter-narrative. As society faces increasing complexity and uncertainty, the virtues of humility and authenticity may become more desirable. The example of Bernadette, who endured ridicule and hardships with grace, could inspire people to seek simplicity and focus on what truly matters: spiritual growth and human connection. The healing power of faith, as symbolized by the miraculous waters of Lourdes, may also play a larger role in the years ahead. As healthcare systems face growing pressures, many may look to the spiritual dimension of healing. While science and medicine will continue to make progress, the power of prayer and spiritual healing may become more integral in people's lives. Lourdes will likely remain a destination for those seeking both physical and emotional healing, embodying a holistic approach to wellness where faith and medicine work together. Environmental concerns, especially in the face of climate change, may also reflect Bernadette's message of penance. Her visions were a call to care for the world around us, and this message could inspire a renewed focus on environmental responsibility. The faithful may be called to take action, not only in their personal spiritual lives, but also in how they interact with the earth. Small, sustainable changes driven by faith could become more widespread, leading to a greater commitment to preserving the planet for future generations. Finally, the enduring power of pilgrimage, particularly to Lourdes, may continue to grow. As global travel becomes more accessible, the pilgrimage to Lourdes may increase, with people seeking spiritual healing and connection. Pilgrimage has always been a powerful way for individuals to experience the presence of God in their lives, and this may become even more important in a world that is increasingly fragmented and fast-paced. In conclusion, while Bernadette did not provide specific prophecies for 2025, the themes in her visions and life continue to offer profound guidance for the future. Her messages of prayer, humility, healing, environmental care, and pilgrimage are likely to remain relevant as society seeks deeper meaning and connection in an increasingly complex world. Throughout history, figures believed to be divinely chosen have had a significant impact on religious, cultural, and social movements. Saint Bernadette Soubirous, a simple peasant girl, became one such figure after her encounters with the Virgin Mary at Lourdes. Her life and mission highlight the power of individual divine experiences and the profound influence that one person can have on the world, particularly when they are perceived as chosen by a higher power. The role of a chosen leader often carries symbolic meaning, representing faith, guidance, and hope for others. Bernadette's leadership was not based on authority or power in a traditional sense. She was young, poor, and uneducated, yet she accepted her divine calling with humility. Her authenticity and unwavering faith in her mission, despite the challenges she faced, made her an inspiring figure for others. Her story suggests that true leadership is not defined by external power, but by a deep commitment to a higher purpose. The message Bernadette received during her apparitions, calls for penance, prayer, and conversion, emphasized personal transformation. Bernadette did not seek fame or recognition, but simply followed the divine message she was given. This humility and selflessness were key to her leadership, showcasing that being chosen is not about personal glory, but about embracing a mission with sincerity and faith. In religious traditions, leaders who are seen as chosen by God often serve as messengers of spiritual guidance. Bernadette's role as a leader was not about seeking power, but about faithfully transmitting the message she received. Her story challenges the conventional view of leadership, suggesting that even the most ordinary individuals can become powerful leaders when they follow a higher calling. She demonstrated that the chosen ones are often not those seeking greatness, but those who humbly accept their role and live out their mission with faith. Bernadette's leadership exemplifies the importance of personal sacrifice and devotion. Her visions were not grand prophecies, but simple revelations that called for repentance and prayer. This down-to-earth approach to leadership is significant because it shows that divine messages do not always come in spectacular forms. Sometimes they are quiet, personal moments that require a profound response. Bernadette's acceptance of her divine mission despite opposition and doubt highlights the importance of steadfast faith and humility in leadership. Her life also serves as a model for modern leadership, especially in spiritual contexts. In today's world, where power, success, and influence are often prioritized, Bernadette's example reminds us that true leadership comes from humility, service to others, and a commitment to a higher cause. Her story proves that leadership is not always about having authority, but about leading by example and inspiring others to follow a path of faith and goodness. The concept of the chosen one can extend beyond religious leadership. It applies to leaders in all sectors of society, including politics, business, and community work. Bernadette's humility and dedication to her faith can inspire leaders in these areas to approach their work with integrity, compassion, and a sense of duty to others. By leading with these qualities, they can make a lasting, positive impact, just as Bernadette's life continues to inspire millions around the world. In today's complex world, the role of leaders continues to evolve, but the lessons drawn from Bernadette's life remain timeless. Her story shows that even those who seem unlikely to lead can have a profound influence on others. The chosen ones are not those who seek power, but those who are willing to act with love, humility, and faith, whether in a spiritual or secular context. Those who lead with compassion and a sense of duty to others are often the ones who leave a lasting legacy. In conclusion, the idea of the chosen one and the role of leaders is universal, transcending time and place. Bernadette Soubirous exemplifies how one person, guided by faith and humility, can inspire and lead others toward a higher purpose. Her story teaches us that true leadership is not about seeking recognition or influence, but about living in service to a greater calling. The lessons from her life continue to resonate today, encouraging all who seek to lead to do so with love, compassion, and a deep sense of purpose. The apparitions of Saint Bernadette Soubirous in Lourdes in 1858 prompted various reactions from the community, ranging from skepticism to belief. Initially, local authorities, both civil and religious, doubted Bernadette's account of seeing the Virgin Mary as a poor, uneducated girl. Her claims were hard for many to accept. The idea that she could be chosen by God contradicted the social norms of the time, where religious authority was typically vested in more prominent figures. One theory that emerged was psychological in nature, suggesting that Bernadette's visions were the result of stress or even mental illness. Given her difficult life in the impoverished town of Lourdes, some believed she may have imagined the apparitions as a form of escapism. Others speculated that Bernadette had a heightened sensitivity to the spiritual world, allowing her to perceive visions that others could not. This view saw Bernadette as a mystic with a unique connection to the divine, a theory that had been applied to other religious figures in history. Despite the initial skepticism, many in Bernadette's community believed her from the start, and her authenticity as a visionary began to take root. As the apparitions continued, the people of Lourdes began to rally around her, and the idea that she was in direct communication with the Virgin Mary became widely accepted. This belief was further confirmed by the numerous miraculous healings that took place at Lourdes, transforming the site into a center of pilgrimage and religious devotion. The Catholic Church's role in validating the apparitions was crucial. While initially cautious, the Church conducted thorough investigations into Bernadette's claims. Medical exams and witness testimonies were part of the process, and after years of scrutiny, the local bishop declared in 1862 that the apparitions were worthy of belief. This formal recognition by the Church gave credibility to Bernadette's experiences and affirmed Lourdes as a holy site. Theological interpretations of Bernadette's visions also emerged. Many believe that the Virgin Mary's message focused on humility, prayer, and repentance. This spiritual call for conversion resonated deeply with the faithful and contributed to Lourdes' significance as a site for healing and spiritual renewal. Bernadette's personal humility and dedication to religious life further reinforced the authenticity of her visions, as she chose to enter a convent rather than seek fame. In conclusion, the initial skepticism surrounding Bernadette's visions gradually gave way to widespread belief. Various theories, from psychological explanations to mystical experiences, were proposed to understand the apparitions. Ultimately, the Church's validation and Bernadette's humble response cemented her status as a saint. Her legacy endures through the millions who visit Lourdes seeking healing, showing the lasting impact of her story. As we look toward the year 2025, the message of Bernadette Soubirous continues to resonate with many, offering a sense of hope and the possibility of spiritual rebirth. The significance of her visions at Lourdes and the message conveyed through them remains a guiding light for millions of people around the world. Her deep faith, humility, and devotion to God reflect a universal longing for spiritual renewal, especially in times of hardship and uncertainty. In 2025, the world will undoubtedly face many challenges, ranging from environmental crises to political instability, social inequality, and personal struggles. For many, the quest for hope and purpose is more urgent than ever. Bernadette's story provides a powerful reminder that, in the midst of trials, there is always the possibility of spiritual transformation. Her unwavering faith in the face of adversity is a beacon of inspiration for those searching for meaning in their lives. The message of Lourdes is centered on healing, both physical and spiritual. The healing waters of Lourdes have been known for their miraculous properties, and countless testimonies from pilgrims recount miraculous cures and transformations. While not everyone experiences a physical healing, many find a deep spiritual renewal during their visit to Lourdes. For those facing personal or emotional challenges in 2025, Bernadette's example offers the hope that they too can experience a form of rebirth through faith, prayer, and the pursuit of inner peace. One of the most profound aspects of Bernadette's story is her personal humility. Despite the great attention she received after the apparitions, she chose a life of simplicity, retreating to a convent and living in relative obscurity. This choice reflects a message of inner peace and fulfillment that comes not from worldly fame or material success, but from a close relationship with God. In a world increasingly focused on external validation and success, Bernadette's life encourages people to seek true contentment in spiritual growth rather than external achievements. For the global community in 2025, there is also an opportunity for collective rebirth. The world is at a crossroads, and many are questioning the path forward. There is a growing awareness of the need for spiritual, social, and environmental transformation. The message of Lourdes, a call for prayer, penance, and renewal, can inspire people to adopt a more compassionate, sustainable, and spiritually connected way of living. Bernadette's vision of the Virgin Mary urging her to repent and turn to God can serve as a powerful call for collective spiritual awakening and action. In 2025, the world is also witnessing a renewed interest in spirituality and faith as a means of coping with life's challenges. Many are turning to spiritual practices and religious pilgrimages to find solace and purpose. The continuing popularity of Lourdes as a pilgrimage site demonstrates the enduring power of Bernadette's message of hope. For those seeking spiritual guidance or healing, the example of Bernadette's life offers a path to peace and renewal. Ultimately, the possibility of rebirth in 2025 is about more than physical healing. It is about a collective spiritual awakening, an opportunity for individuals and communities to reconnect with their inner selves, with others, and with the divine. The story of Bernadette reminds us that even in the most difficult times, there is always the possibility of transformation, and that through faith, prayer, and humility, we can find a path to healing and renewal. The hope that Bernadette's vision and message bring is a light that continues to shine brightly, offering a beacon of hope for those seeking a spiritual rebirth in the years ahead. The story of Bernadette Soubirous is one of profound faith, humility, and spiritual awakening. Her visions of the Virgin Mary at Lourdes in 1858 continue to inspire millions of people around the world, offering hope and a reminder of the transformative power of faith. As we approach the year 2025, the enduring legacy of Bernadette's message remains as relevant as ever, inviting individuals to embrace the possibility of spiritual rebirth, healing, and renewal. Bernadette's life was marked by simplicity and devotion. Despite being thrust into the spotlight after the apparitions, she chose a life of modesty and retreat, becoming a nun and living in obscurity. Her story challenges the modern world's obsession with fame and material success, emphasizing instead the importance of inner peace, spiritual growth, and a close relationship with God. This message resonates deeply with those seeking purpose in an increasingly complex and chaotic world. The apparitions at Lourdes not only brought a spiritual awakening to Bernadette, but also became a source of hope and healing for countless individuals. The waters of Lourdes have been credited with numerous miraculous cures, but more than physical healing, they symbolize the power of faith and prayer to bring about spiritual transformation. In a world grappling with personal and global challenges, the example of Lourdes offers a timeless reminder that healing, both physical and spiritual, is possible through faith and devotion. As we move toward 2025, the themes of hope and rebirth are more significant than ever. In a world facing environmental, political, and social crises, Bernadette's story invites people to reflect on the deeper spiritual truths that can guide them through difficult times. Her unwavering faith in the face of adversity is a source of inspiration for those who may feel lost or disconnected from their spiritual selves. The call for prayer, penance, and spiritual renewal that was central to Bernadette's visions is just as relevant today as it was in the 19th century. The message of Lourdes is not just about individual healing, but also about collective transformation. As the world continues to confront challenges such as climate change, inequality, and conflict, the call for spiritual awakening and action becomes more urgent. The message of Bernadette reminds us that true change starts within, and that by embracing humility, prayer, and compassion, we can create a more peaceful and just world. In conclusion, the story of Bernadette Soubirous is a powerful testament to the transformative power of faith. Her life and message continue to inspire millions, offering a path to healing, renewal, and spiritual growth. As we look toward 2025, we are reminded that the possibility of rebirth is always present, and through faith, prayer, and humility, we can overcome even the greatest of challenges. Bernadette's example calls us to seek spiritual awakening, to embrace humility, and to believe in the power of hope and transformation, no matter the difficulties we may face. Her legacy is a light that continues to guide those who seek peace, healing, and a deeper connection with the divine.